Testing audio to see if anyone wants to go on Alex Jones' show with me, where we talk about child actors, but not child actors in the sense of like human beings, but what do I mean by that even? Wouldn't you love to know? Do you remember? I just told you. Wait, Hayden, what? I just re-listened to the episode. You didn't say anything. Yeah, I don't remember either. You know, I never have ever seen like an actual shooting or like a mass shooting anywhere. I mean, I live in Minnesota. Like, cops are shooting people all the time. They're real trigger happy. And hey, why not? At this point. Blast away. Unless you want to, like, get in the octagon with one of them. Submit one of them. Make them tap. The rounds are usually 5 minutes, though, in the UFC, so, you know, Herb Dean would have had to call that one early. Just like he does in half of his fights that he officiates. The other half, he lets go too long. It's like, dude, make up your mind, Herb. Fucking Herb Dean. They always talk about how he's like one of the best UFC officiators in the sport. Every fight I watch from him, he calls it too soon, or he lets him fight too long, to the point where it's like, dude, that dude looks like he's dead. Call the fight. I think he just snapped his neck. Call the fight, Herb. Or like Conor McGregor gets like a few shoulder jabs in, and he's like, whoa, 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 that's it, Gunner. Like, I get it. It's up to each officiator, each fight specifically, so it's not like specific rules for every single, throughout the entire sport. Whoever's officiating that fight, it's up to them. Judgment call. Just like the judgment call you make when you think, is the news reading my mind and bringing that up to people? And all of these ideas on all of my episodes are mine. If anybody ever thinks about profiting off of anything, I don't give a shit what Spotify says. Whatever. They can't fucking use ideas that are mine on my show. And nobody else can except my family. And if you get caught doing so, you will go to hell. And hell ain't fun. I'll tell you that. Yeah, I got word from Grandpa. Now, if you want to possibly thank me for all the life lessons and knowledge shared and stories told, laughs made, had, given, received, and you want to, Jesus, my fucking God, who else likes ear cheese? You know, when you stretch your ears, even if you haven't moved up a size in a long time. Like, I've been at half inch for like a year and a half. At least a year. Oh, God. You still get the ear cheese, I'll tell you that. It's still very present. I like to let it build. You know, I don't shower for at least a week, maybe 2. Because the thing about ear cheese from your tunnels or plugs, it builds up. It accumulates. It's like toe fungus or nose hair, earwax. What the hell? Gratitude from your family for being a badass. They may all think you're a piece of shit and a loser, and you probably are. But God's gonna help you not be. He'll try. And with most of you, he'll probably fail. Because you're losers. Deep down, you are. And God will want to smack you in the face and go to the bar. Because some of you are, like, really dumb. You fucking, like, take money. You can't put a price tag on eternal life in heaven, you dumb idiots. Why was I bringing this up even? Oh, ear cheese. If you let it, like, if you go at least a week without showering or washing your plugs or your tunnels, you can get a nice fucking, like, midday snack. If you're on the go, on the run. If you're a little busy bee, you're out and about and you're like, oh man, I forgot breakfast. God damn it. I didn't eat any breakfast. I had flaming hot Funyuns. Man, look at that black beard I used to have. Now it's almost like gray and white. 25, baby. 25. My hair is turning gray. I mean, it's when I shave it, it's gray. My beard is like white. My dick doesn't work. I'm basically an elderly person. I basically lived like 30 years in the past 3. In terms of stress, no, way more than that. But that's okay. I'm not complaining. I like it. It gives me a sense of purpose knowing that I can feel comfortable in my skin and having faith with God that my ear cheese is going to taste all right. It's going to taste fine. It smells bad. That's the point. So does like Ethiopian food. But I guess some of it's good. I don't know. I've never tried it. It smells like shit. This one woman that my goodness, she, I used to work at Minneapolis Public Housing, and she basically would microwave Ethiopian food every day. Oh my god, dude, it smelled like dead people. Like a dead person like melting away in one of the rooms upstairs. Which, hey, I almost told, I was like, I should have told her, but then like, can you plug the microwave outside? Just plug it in outside and do it out there. It smells worse than the trash compactor. And it's food you eat. I don't know what they put in there. I'm trying to think what's in Ethiopia that isn't here. Hmm. It might just all be ear cheese. Fermenta cheese, blue cheese. But yeah, anyways, child actors. I'm going to try to breach this subject with Alex Jones because I know he is very adamant on his belief that Sandy Hook did not even happen. That there were no shooters. I don't know exactly his, entire opinion on it, but he basically said all the children that were like crying in the like news, like the news people are like recording the fucking children and the parents, and he's like, yeah, the children are acting. It didn't happen. To just imagine like a child like a shooting just happened and no, you're lying. Are those fake tears? Like he literally like believes that the child like it's all a charade. It's kind of funny to like imagine like families like doing that as like a government psyop. I mean, I'm not saying the government isn't capable of doing that. I'm here to tell you that the government don't know shit about psyops with my theory. So I want to take it a step further, Alex, and somebody get this episode out to him. I'm sure it's me, my mom, and a dude I went to high school with who just like chops women up for fun. Collects their teeth. Specifically the molars. Everybody's got a hobby. His might be a little too hands-on, if you know what I mean. A little too personal. But he's a gentleman. He takes him out to dinner. He fucking like he buys him shit. He wines and dines him. He's basically like like older women that need they need somebody to talk to so they don't blow their chunks on the fucking ceiling. Their brain matter. And maybe, just maybe, if they're good looking enough, the dude might eat their pussy. The cobwebs that take up that cavernous crevasse. Like imagine like spiders crawling out of a vagina. There's cobwebs everywhere. You know, they're like eating, they're like wrapping up insects. Like in Lord of the Rings when Frodo gets fucking like wrapped up in fucking the big ass spider's web. Except it's like insects inside and outside of the vagina of an older woman because she can't, she doesn't want to disturb the peace down there. So that's what he does for fun. And good for him. I'm wondering, like, who's more prolific, him or Bundy? Who's better at their craft, him or Bundy? Hmm. Let's think. I'm just kidding. It's obviously him. Anyways, I'm a little bit more. I'm not screaming at the top of my lungs with papers in my hands and throwing shit everywhere like Alex Jones. Asking you to buy like horse tranquilizer pills and this new serum, like this, like fucking, what is it? I'm trying to think of the word. Not menstruate. Jesus. Um, Not testosterone. It's like a, whatever, the fucking fake pills that they sell. He has a bunch of fake products that probably don't do shit. But he's screaming all the time. I've never even watched InfoWars once. I have no idea what it shows. But yeah, I remember when I was watching him, Eddie Bravo, and Joe Rogan, and they were all like reading my mind. Still, AI reading my mind. And I bet, the listeners are like, man, he hasn't really talked much like in depth detail about that topic. How would that even be possible? Great question. This is what I thought when I first started realizing these things. That how is that even possible that they're reading my mind? The deep fake AIs. Like the deep sleep of a coma dream, the fake shit leg, the fake skits, and the fake AI, the fake takeover, the fake nothings. Hmm. Anyways, I don't know. I'm at a bit of a crossroads of like just like telling, like just being myself, which is what I've been on this show. I like recording. It's fun. I like doing it. This is America. But then I'm like, oh boy, if people knew all this shit, and once they start like realizing all these things, like I have, you start to realize Hayden may not be so crazy. Hayden may actually be right about some of these things. I know, hard to believe, right? And that's where I'm like, do I just fucking put a bullet in my brain right now? Nope. I would need at least 2 months of silence. Oh, I just missed. A lot of these things I'm probably reaching, so don't take my word for it, or do, because I'm right about everything. You know what I mean? It's one of those kind of shows and vibes. Well, it would probably be possible in a simulation, right? That's what I thought right away. Like deepfake AIs online, responding to my thoughts, what I'm thinking about, being able to see through my eyes. I talk about this on the earlier episodes, but I never really go into depth on how that would even be possible. How do I know this? I mean, recent discoveries show me that I'm just hallucinating everything. But, that's for you to decide and depict and determine for yourself in your life. What happened to me? Not me. I'm not going to decide for you what the fuck I think is true or not. You fucking make your own decision and be a fucking human being, you goddamn fucking losers. No, seriously. Fucking pitter patter around the bush, like, oh, should I talk about this? Is this okay to talk about? Oh God, is this okay? God, who gives a shit, man? It's a free country. Who really cares? Most people, most people are just gonna think I'm batshit nuts. And I'm making everything up. That's what I would think if I was listening to this podcast and I had not experienced everything that I've experienced. But you think, that's what you think right away, simulation. The internet can respond to my thoughts, etc. But I have yet to see this happen to anybody else in the world in my life. And I feel like a lot more people would be talking about it if it was. Like a lot. Like a lot of the school shooters. So I believe that school shooting thing, that school shooters cancel school episode, was probably false. Not perfect. Not quite there yet. I'm not quite perfect yet, God. Because if this was happening to all the people, like the bullying and shit, like I say bullying because there's really no other like better term, like infringement and infringement upon constitutional and human rights is one way to put it. The mind, I scream about it on one of the episodes for like 45 minutes straight. I'm just screaming. So that is kind of funny. So I have gone over all this extensively. I hate to fucking like just repeat shit about my past. But this is going somewhere, so hear me out. That's what I thought back then, oh, we're in a simulation. Like that's a really reasonable explanation. And I think, oh man, as time passed, I'm trying to think of like what made me realize that like I've been hearing things when I watch movies lately or watch whatever or listen to my podcast, and like I'll be with people sometimes and I'll be like, I'll just fucking be sitting in the garage with my neighbor and I'll hear somebody's voice say something and I'm like, did you hear that? It's pretty, it was something that my neighbor would have heard. And he's like, no. And I'm like, oh, huh, you sure? Sounded like a dude I went to high school with. He's like, how would you even know that where would he be? I'm like, I don't know. Right? It sounded like he was right there. He's like, no, I didn't hear anything. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, me either. I didn't hear anything either. And then another minute or two pass. I'm like, did you just hear that? He's like, no. I'm like, all right. So maybe there's a little bit of something going on there. Or maybe he's lying. I think he's lying. I never really got a good vibe from him. No, for real. Like, why? He's lying. Of course he is. Think about it. How do I hear voices that nobody else hears, but then they do hear because they're lying about them? This is the thing. There's a difference between the fake nothings and the voices that everybody hears, but they all lie about. And this also ties into simulation theory. All of it does. But this is what I really wanted to talk about. I mean, I don't even know what the fuck I just went with talking about that for. Completely unrelated tangent about schizophrenia, live and in front of your face. Like, hey neighbor, did you hear that? Just keep saying, did you hear that? Like, I've said it like 4 or 5 times in the last day or two. And he's like, no. I'm like, are you sure? You didn't just hear a voice right there? Sounded like he was like right outside the fucking garage door. He's like, well, that means you should probably get on some medication. Yeah. I'm like, oxycodone. He was like, no, like an antidepressant, maybe an antipsychotic. I'm like, no. Xanax and oxycodone will do. Those two will do me. They'll do me good. They'll do me real good. Man, I wish I was on the fucking road. On the other side. Really good content. It was good audio, right? So not only do I think the children are acting, but I think that they're actually like all the new, like, because you weren't there at the school, right? Neither was Alex Jones. So how do you know that the children on the TV crying, acting, are even real children being recorded in a place in America that just experienced a school shooting? What do I even mean by that? How do you know that that was a human being child from a recording from a camera? How do you know the TV just isn't AI? Even if it's antenna TV, how do you know it's not just like AI simulation? Making you think that it's a real person. A poor little girl. Yeah, little girl, you just saw your friend get shot. I'm calling your bluff, bitch. I almost called her lady. I'm calling your bluff, bitch. You AI cunt. I think it's all just AI and a simulation. That could be true. Just think about it. So, Alex Jones, he says they're all acting, it never happened, da 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 da. Which is an interesting theory. I don't really know what it's like, what it's like based in. I think he just like, I think him and I are just skitzed out to the max. And he's like, no. They're like, Joe Rogan's like, but why do you think that they're acting? Why do you think this shooting didn't happen? And he's like, Joe, I got the papers. He really is an entertaining character, man. So they're acting. I mean, it take a lot of fucking work. And for what? Why would the government hire like child actors to pretend to witness a shooting? Why wouldn't they just have AI do it in the simulation? But the government thinks that. So basically, if we were in a simulation, that means that everybody would be able to be mind controlled and brainwashed and, etc. Which would also mean that, like, all of this is computer code, which is bullshit. Like, how could my fucking body be. Whatever. I don't even know how it all works. It probably doesn't. Or it does. Whatever. So imagine the government, instead of hiring child actors, I take it a step further here and I say, you know what? It's all AI in a simulation, just brainwashing all of the children, teachers, staff, all the houses and families and human beings that live around Sandy Hook, all the police, family of the shooter, etc., brainwashing all of them into thinking that there was an actual shooting. Or actually, no. Brainwashing them into, thinking there was an actual shooting, but there actually wasn't. There was no shooting at all. Because we're in a simulation. And all that shit on the TV is fake. So actually, when you go to Sandy Hook, there was never even a shooting. So they weren't brainwashed into thinking that there was a shooting. there just never was anything that ever happened at Sandy Hook, in the area. Everything on the television was just AI fake bullshit. But all the people in the surrounding area, when, asked about it or whatever, they were like, oh yeah, the shooting, yeah, yeah. But there was never any shooting anywhere. And what if this was happening with every single mass shooting in the entire country? None of them actually even happened. And all the people involved or around the surrounding area were brainwashed into believing that that's what they saw or heard or experienced. So that, like, with this theory, this is way beyond child acting. Come on, Alex. This is basically saying that I'm basically, coming up with an interesting idea. I wanted to, I wanted to show up Alex Jones, be like, hey, bro, what if none of it even happened at all? And it was all the news, the TV, it was all AI just lying, like AI simulation, deepfakes lying to us about everything. They were able to manipulate our senses visually, hearing wise. Because I've never witnessed a mass shooting or a shooting in public. Have you? Has anybody? That's what struck this entire idea of mine. I'm like, I've heard of people getting shot and shit. I was at the fucking riots after George Floyd got killed. Those were very real. I saw those firsthand. They were going crazy downtown. So I can attest to that. They were lighting the fucking buildings on fire. Me and my friend just wanted to stop by and see what was up. See if we can get some free shit. I have a zit on right next to my ear. But no, I was, I wasn't there the night where there was like thousands of people outside the precinct. The third precinct, or was it the fifth? Well, we went there the next night, the one with the post office right across the street. The entire post office, which is up in like flames. And on top of the precinct on the roof, they had like, like all of, I don't know if it was the police officers or the SWAT or military or what, but they were all, you could see them like, they were just standing shoulder to shoulder on the roof with fucking riot shields and like grenade launchers that were launching fucking like smoke grenades and gas grenades. It's pretty wild. We left right away because we're gay. But that was very real. But imagine visually hallucinating all of that, thinking that you saw all of that, thinking that all of it happened because we're in a simulation, and for some impossible way, you and everybody there were visually hallucinating and auditorily hallucinating everything that was happening. It's basically impossible, but it's just kind of a crazy idea. And if anybody steals this idea for whatever purpose to make money, oh man, just let you know you'll regret it. The Meyer family, Meyer, Hayden Meyer. Darla Meyer will be getting the proceeds. If you want to make a show or a concept or sell an idea, I'm going to do that for her or whatever. I don't even know. I just want to be gone. This is just a fun idea. I kind of like it. It's a free country. And I used to be, back when I thought this might be a coma dream, I used to be like worried about bringing ideas like this up. You want to know why? Because I thought they might actually happen or be true. Because I thought this might be a coma dream. It's not. Fucking idiots. I just released like edited audio for the Coma Dream Lamb episode. It's the entire original episode. Just it sounds better, and there's like a 10-minute clip of me at the beginning, like a disclaimer about I don't even remember what. Basically telling you it's all bullshit. There's no coma dream. But these are the kinds of ideas that I used to like not even want to think about because I'm like, oh no, that would not be good if that became true or was true. I don't want to think about that. I don't even want to talk about it or joke about it. I can't even talk. I can't talk about it because then it'll happen. Yeah, back when this is a coma dream, possibly. Now that it's not, because I know it's not. God knows it's not. And God's going through a bit of a rough patch, so you got to cut him some slack, ladies and gentlemen, if you're praying to God. Don't pray to Jesus. Jesus passed away recently. All right? I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I'll talk about that on a later episode. It's too soon. Fuck. My dad died. Grandpa, I pray that family mourns. And, I'm not too good at the whole praying thing. But it's better than before. I used to just ask God for things. Can you do this for me? Can you give me this? You should give me this. I'm good. Can you make this easier for me? Now I'm like, I just talked to him like my grandpa. That's a really rough time in a family's life when the grandpa's still alive, but the dad dies. Like the grandpa's son. I'm sure there's usually like a weird, like, hey, grandpa, sorry your son died. He's like, yeah, grandson, I know. What do you want? Like, what do you want? A fucking like kiss on the cheek? A cookie? What are you fucking wasting my time praying to me for? Meanwhile, I walk over to my fucking neighbor's apartment and, she's Christian. And she's just got like shit all over the house. She's like screaming and like crying and like, oh my God, Lord, please. I'm like, oh my God. Like, you're praying to God right now? And I'm like, oh man. Imagine all the people in the world like that, all talking to God. And he's like, I kind of wish I was Jesus right now. Dead. It's like, lady, calm down. You'll be fine. Breathe. You're good. That's the end of the prayer. Oh. But no, whatever. Give it up to God or whatever. If anything bad happens, blame it on him. It ain't on me, folks. It ain't on me. You know, back when I thought this was the coma dream, I tried. And I think that's why God is trying so hard to get me to believe that it's a coma dream. Because he's like, I ain't taking the blame for this shit. He's like, it ain't me. And I'm like, it ain't me. So we just blame Jesus. It's Jesus. Folks, that's why he's a bit of a booze hound. I don't know if you know this. Yeah, I know Jesus quite well. He's my father, my late father. He'll be back soon, though. You know how he is. The whole resurrection business. But imagine none of the shootings ever actually happening. Ever in the entire country, and it was all just a ploy by the government to get us to turn over our firearms. It's just a crazy idea. Like child actors, bro. What? Child actors? Bro, I'm like, I think it's. No, Alex, you know what? The frogs are gay. I think you're gay, bro. I think that's why you sell all these man products and all these fucking weird little juicers that you inject into your fucking dick hole. They're like fake products for gay people who don't want to admit they're gay. He kind of reminds me of like just a little bit more manly Tim Dillon in terms of, you know, fatness. They're both Big Ben. They're tubbies. Anyways, that's my theory of the day. That, yeah, it's all just a simulation and, it's all just bullshit and lies. Because how many human beings actually went to Sandy Hook after, like, right after the shooting? And, like, witnessed all the people crying and being there? And then imagine them just, like, visually hallucinating all of that shit. It's crazy. Just to imagine that there's no way that's even possible. It's just a fucking batshit nuts idea to be like, wait, so when I went to Sandy, it's like Shutter Island, bro. When you watch Shutter Island, the first couple times that I watched it, I was like, was he just hallucinating everything? Or did every single person in the movie, were they all fucking with him and acting and like pretending like, so did all of it happen and they were all just fucking with him? Or did he hallucinate everything? And, you know, at first when I watched it, at least the first 2 or 3 times, I was like, I thought he had hallucinated everything. If you haven't watched the movie, go kill yourself. It's a great movie. Best movie of all time. It's past The Dark Knight for me, just in terms of like watchability. The Dark Knight for me is amazing. It is the best acting performance of all time in terms of a character, an actor. Heath Ledger. Duh. Just kidding. No, I really liked what's her face? the commissioner's wife. You know the lady who cries with the kid? She cries twice. She hits her husband in the chest. She played an integral part of that movie. Integral role. Without her, that movie is shit. She hits Gordon in the chest when he shows up at the house. He's like, see, I'm still alive. You thought I was dead, dummy. She hits him in the chest and starts crying. I mean, what? I mean, how did she not get a fucking Grammy or an Emmy? What are they even? The Emmys, Oscar? I don't even know. The one about the acting. The fact that she didn't like Bruce Wayne, fucking Harvey Dent. They're all inconsequential and unimportant parts of the movie. She stole the show, literally. She stole it. She took it. She stole it like Dom Cobb. Dom Cobb. The guy's name in Inception. My uncle's name was Dominic. I mean, it still is. I mean, he's not alive anymore to, claim the name, but he was able to do the DIY, lobotomy, exploration, surgery. He didn't get very far into the surgery process, but at least he tried. Oh, do not, young Padawan. There is no try. There is no try. Really, Yoda? There is no try? So you're saying just not doing it is better? That's a good way to go about it. I'm just not going to do it. I'll try to do it. Yoda's 1,000 years old and I'm handing him life lessons. Fucking dipshit. Old green little. He looks like a fucking booger. And the quote that I have tattooed on my arm was taken out of the movie. So I'm not too happy about that one. There's no need to do that kind of thing. Or to print out Bo Melton's that have been playing in the NFL for years. Bo, no, you haven't. B-O, melt on. Bo Melton. I don't even know. Yeah, I have no idea how long he's been playing in the NFL. I just make like blind, completely baseless accusations and point blame and make up shit. It's kind of funny. Just be like, yeah, Bo Melton, you didn't exist last year, did you? I have no idea. I don't think he did. It is a weird name, Bo. It's kind of funny. But JJ McCarthy, yeah. Whatever. So, yeah, that's one of the theories of the day, that it's literally not a single shooting or violent crime or act that's ever happened in the country ever even happened. None of them happened. We're all just being fed lies. How you like that, Mr. Jones? Huh? You gotta be a really good actor to pull that shit off. I don't think enough kids are that good at actors, personally. I really don't think they are. Jesus Christ, stop. I don't care about Dom Cobb, Bo, Curly Sue. I don't care about goddamn repetitive nonsense that nobody gives a shit about. I don't care. What just happened, dude? Literally nothing. Anyways. Anyhow. Let's see here. I guess I could touch on some. Huh. I got a couple of jokes in here from a long time ago, like a year ago. Yeah. I'm announcing that I'm going to be telling a joke. If I were to be sponsored by any company on my podcast, it would probably be Lithium. I'm thinking, I'm like, oh, Lithium, huh? It's not bad. Like, I'm thinking, do I have enough lithium in my body right now? I might actually need to be sponsored in order to take some. I'm not going to the psychiatrist. It ain't going to happen. So just drop off lithium at my front door. Please. 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 Lithium would be a good one. Or any of these. These would probably be the ones. Chlorpromazine, flufenazine, haloperidol, perfenazine, theoridazine, theotixine, teothixine, trifluoperazine. This is the second generation. So those were the first generation typical conventional antipsychotics. This is the next generation, second, atypical. You learn something new every day, folks. So if any of these companies want to sponsor my podcast, you know how to hit me up. Aripiprazole, Loroxil, Acenapine, Brexpiprazole, Cariprazine, Clozapine, Iloperidone, Lumateperone, Laracidone, olanzapine, samidorphan, paliperidone, palmitate, quetiapine, risperidone, Ziprasidone. Note, clozapine is only FDA-approved medication for treating schizophrenia that is resistant to other treatments. Because it can have some extra side effects, it's typically prescribed only if you haven't responded to other antipsychotic medications. It's also approved for prevention of suicide in people with schizophrenia. So, might be prescribed if your doctor believes that you are at high risk for suicide, even if you haven't tried other drugs first. Side effects of antipsychotics. While the first generation older meds usually cost less, they can have different side effects than the newer antipsychotics. Some can cause higher levels of hormone prolactin. This can affect sex drive, mood, menstrual cycles, that's me, and growth of breast tissue in both men and women. One of the most common side effects of many of the newer antipsychotics is weight gain. You may also have trouble keeping your blood sugar. Huh. Just zoned out right there for a second. If you ever get tired out of nowhere, just smack yourself in the face a bunch. It'll help. One of the more serious side effects from long-term use of both the older and newer medications is a movement disorder called tardive dyskinesia. It makes your facial, tongue, and neck muscles move uncontrollably and can be permanent. While both older and newer antipsychotics can cause tardive dyskinesia, researchers believe that the odds are higher with the older antipsychotics. Huh. Antipsychotics come with other side effects as well. You could have any of the following: weight gain, sexual problems, drowsiness, dizziness, restlessness, dry mouth, constipation, nausea, blurred vision, low blood pressure, seizures, low white blood cell count, death. Nope, not death. Wish you were dead. No, not that either. God damn it. Along with antipsychotic drugs, your doctor may prescribe another type of medication. Depending on your symptoms, they could give you a mood stabilizer or antidepressant. We need more research about how effective these ceremonies are. Huh. Mood stabilizers balance your moods. This means you're less affected by depression, anxiety, or excitement. Yes, I want to feel no emotions at all. Yes, please. I don't want to feel depressed or anxious or excited or happy or sad or love, hate, anger, resentment, joy. I don't want to feel any of those. I want to feel balanced, stabilized, right in the middle of all of that, which is nothing. Mood stabilizers include carbamazepine, lamotrigine, lithium, bing bing boom boom. Hell yeah. For some reason, I thought lithium was like a like a nutrition like a nutritional fact on the back of like food. And valproic acid. Their side effects include itching and rashes, thirst and frequent peeing, trembling hands, nausea, slurred speech, faster, uneven heartbeat, muscle control problems, changes in your eyesight, seizures, hallucinations, swelling in your eyes, face, mouth, throat, hands, feet, or lower legs. It says one of the side effects include hallucinations. I thought that's why we were taking the medications to stop those. God, I love the internet. Antidepressants. Many people who have schizophrenia also have symptoms of depression. Doctors can treat these symptoms with antidepressants, which affect brain chemicals that are linked to emotion. Mm. Knowing isn't knowledge. Yourself. It's just a means of extracting who you are as a human being. I'm just kidding. I'm joking. Jokerson. That's me. Anyways, yeah, who really cares? I just took a little short nap. A little cat nap. Who cares? It's all gravy, baby. Mm. Mm. Mm.